Hallo Deutschlerner! You've seen words like dafür, dadurch, or wofür in your German learning, but you're not quite sure how to use them. I learned German in an American high school and then at an American university. Since then I've been teaching German to a whole new generation of German learners. I've decoded these words, and in this video I will share this knowledge with you. In a previous video I explained how da and wo compounds work in general in German. If you haven't seen that video yet, please go watch that first, as today's video assumes that you already know everything from that video. If you don't feel like watching that video just right now, here's a quick rundown of the idea. Take a preposition and add da in front of it, and it says something like for that or around that. Add wo instead of da to get something like for what or around what. In many instances, these words take on new translations instead of just the preposition plus that or what. If the preposition starts with a vowel, add r between da or wo and the preposition. Today we're going to tackle how to use the accusative prepositions in da and wo compounds. These include dafür, darum, dadurch, and dagegen, along with their question word counterparts wofür, worum, wodurch, and wogegen. You can't use da and wo compounds with ohne, bis, entlang, or wieder, so we'll just ignore those for today. I have a link in the description for a video that is just about these prepositions without da or wo being added to them, so if you want to learn more about them, click that link down there. On this slide you'll see a quick rundown of each preposition and its combination options. The first column is what the preposition generally translates to in English. The second column is the da compound and its translation, followed by the third column, which is the same, but for the wo compounds. First up we have für, which means for and is often used when explaining the reason for doing something. This is why we often see dafür and wofür translated as that's why and what for or why. For example, wofür brauchst du die Schaufel? Why do you need the shovel? For what do you need the shovel? Wofür brauchst du die Schaufel? Ich baue einen Zaun hinter meinem Haus. Ich benutze die Schaufel dafür. I am building a new fence behind my house. I need it for that. Ich baue einen Zaun hinter meinem Haus. Ich benutze die Schaufel dafür. You can, of course, also use it with more traditional translations. For example, wofür kämpfst du? For what are you fighting? Wofür kämpfst du? Ich kämpfe für Menschenrechte. I am fighting for human rights. Ich kämpfe für Menschenrechte. Wie lange kämpfst du schon dafür? How long have you been fighting for that? Wie lange kämpfst du schon dafür? Seit meiner Geburt. Since my birth. Seit meiner Geburt. Is a bit more complicated than für, as the translation is not used as around that or around what. The most common use of darum is actually to answer warum, not worum. You don't even necessarily have to ask the question warum in order to use darum. For example, mein Chef kommt heute Nachmittag, mein neues Projekt zu sehen. Darum räume ich mein Büro auf. My boss is coming this afternoon to see my new project. That's why I'm cleaning my office. Mein Chef kommt heute Nachmittag, mein neues Projekt zu sehen. Darum räume ich mein Büro auf. Mein Schatz ist ein Jäger. Darum liebe ich alles, was grün ist. My darling is a hunter. That's why I love everything that is green. Mein Schatz ist ein Jäger. Darum liebe ich alles, was grün ist. Worum gehört die Hölle? Around what does the shell belong? Worum gehört die Hölle? Bestand die Prüfung, worum ich ihn beneide. He passed the test, which is why I envy him. Bestand die Prüfung, worum ich ihn beneide. Worum is not a very commonly used wo compound. If you do encounter worum, it will likely be in the phrase worum geht's, which is slightly formal sounding and it means something like what's it about. This is used to respond to somebody when they reach out to you and you want to know why. You can also use this phrase to ask about the context of a book. For example, worum handelt das Buch? What is the book about? Worum handelt das Buch? Das Buch handelt sich ein kleines deutsches Mädchen. The book is about a small German girl. Das Buch handelt sich ein kleines deutsches Mädchen. The preposition durch is generally translated with through in English. When used as a da or wo compound, the meaning is closer to by means of and by which means, respectively. It also explains why you can use dadurch das as a sort of two-part conjunction, which I covered in my subordinating conjunction video, linked in the description. Wodurch wurde das Lagerfeuer gelöscht? By what means was the campfire put out? Wodurch wurde das Lagerfeuer gelöscht? Wir haben das Feuer mit Erde bedeckt. Dadurch wurde das Lagerfeuer gelöscht. We covered the fire with dirt. Thereby the fire was put out. Wir haben das Feuer mit Erde bedeckt. Dadurch wurde das Lagerfeuer gelöscht. Wie kann ich meine Deutschkenntnisse verbessern? By what means can I improve my German skills? Wie kann ich meine Deutschkenntnisse verbessern? Ich bin Mitglied im Herrn Antrims Deutschlernerclub. Dadurch verbessere ich meine Deutschkenntnisse. I am a member of Herr Antrim's Deutschlernerclub. I improve my German skills through that. Ich bin Mitglied im Herrn Antrims Deutschlernerclub. Dadurch verbessere ich meine Deutschkenntnisse. I also mentioned that you can use dadurch das as a conjunction to connect two clauses. Here's an example of that. Man kann sehr viel Deutsch dadurch lernen, dass man Videos von Herrn Antrim schaut. One can learn a lot of German while watching videos from Herr Antrim. Man kann sehr viel Deutsch dadurch lernen, dass man Videos von Herrn Antrim schaut. For more information about this kind of conjunction, check out the links in the description. The last of the accusative prepositions is gegen, which is pretty straightforward in its translation. It doesn't have any special meaning behind it, and you can simply use against that and against what to translate dagegen and wogegen. For example, wogegen kämpft er? Against what is he fighting? Wogegen kämpft er? Es gibt Kinder, die jeden Tag hungrig sind. Dagegen kämpft er. There are children who are hungry every day. He is fighting against that. Es gibt Kinder, die jeden Tag hungrig sind. Dagegen kämpft er. Wogegen wirft er den Ball? Against what is he throwing the ball? Wogegen wirft er den Ball? Er hat einen Zaun hinter seinem Haus. Er wirft den Ball dagegen. He has a fence behind his house. He is throwing the ball against that. Er hat einen Zaun hinter seinem Haus. Er wirft den Ball dagegen. Now you should be able to use these da and wo compounds in your own sentences. Try it out in the comments down below. If you want to learn more about specific groups of da and wo compounds or the general rules for them, you can check out my playlist over here that explains them all. Das ist alles für heute. Danke fürs Zuschauen. Bis zum nächsten Mal. Tschüss!